Hello, I am Kyle Lapointe, the Bluebonnet Director of the 2021 35th Annual Bluebonnet Brew-Off, and I just wanted to give a message here about the judging and the state of the union, as it were, for what we've got going on for Bluebonnet this year. So things will be moving forward as normal. We're going to continue with the same 39 categories that we had last year. We're unsure of what the quantity of entries or situations will be, but we're prepared for it to be as big as normal. We are going to cap the number of entries per category. This is a very small change. It might seem like it affects, but we actually look back and it affects very few categories as we've seen them over the years. But we're doing this to make it where the judging sessions can be done with only 8 judges maximum. And this allows us to put the most safe situation into place with the COVID situation that we're dealing with, to have a limited number of people in a smaller facility or spread out amongst a larger facility in a way that will work safely. So we're capping at 48 entries, which would be 12 beers to judge per judging pair. But everything will be judged as we've been doing at Bluebonnet for the last couple of years as a main category all at once. So our first and second round will occur together. The judges will be involved. We are trying to make sure that our judges are qualified, certified, BJCP. We're not always going to be able to have that situation in every particular instance, and the care that we'll take this year will be that we will require a secondary class that we have put together for the Bluebonnet in the past. We're going to require that that test is taken and that that class is taken prior to, so that the standards of judging are taught through a Teams meeting that can be done remotely, and these people will have an opportunity to judge a beer, fill out a score sheet, be critiqued, and learn from their initial mistakes prior to getting in there and judging with another experienced judge. But they will be paired and separated in that manner to where we have experienced and less experienced judges working together. But because of the way we do a category all at once, we will always have high-level BJCP judges that are at the second table to help make the secondary decisions be as accurate as possible. So with that said, this year we are a little worried about having all the judging happen at one site. We have set ourselves up with a contingency plan to operate with each of the triple sets, basically what would be a Friday night session, a Saturday morning session, and a Saturday early afternoon session. That would be a single weekend setup where we would normally try to put a large number of judges, and in those sessions we would judge a large number of categories. We're trying to look at this, what happens if we separate those into one single category in each of those judging sessions, and we separate those judging locations so that we can take a smaller amount of people into the building and spread them out into a larger area, working together with sanitary methods that we've developed so that they have a screen between each of the judges, yet they're not necessarily 3 feet away from the judge on their side. So we've been working on these ideas for a while. It looks like at this point we haven't had a lot of ease in the COVID tension, as it were. So what we were putting in as a contingency plan is likely going to be our main plan, unless something wild and crazy happens and a perfect vaccine comes out here in this next month. The way that we will be able to do this most safely will be to organize from a central location and yet judge in smaller locations, one category at a time per session. So to do this, we've gotten judging locations that we have set up and we've been working on. The idea would have been that if we could have done at a main source, we would take those judging sessions and just move them into a single site. But since we're going to be doing it this way at this point, that is the method. We will have 13 sessions. Each will be at a volunteer location. That volunteer location will be able to handle the number of cases of beer that are necessary to keep cool. We'll try to get that beer there about 3 to 5 days prior to the event so that they're cool at temperature and settled in for the best, most accurate judging experience. The final issue that we have here is that we're going to sign up our judging early. Now, this is a bigger difference. This is something we have not done at Bluebonnet, but it's a major major help to us this year to ensure that we have the right number of judges and not a flood of people coming in or a dearth of people where we don't have enough to do the judging session. So to make sure that we have all of this accurately working together and ready to go, what we will want to see is people go to our bluebonnetbrewoff.org website, and there should be a link on multiple pages to sign up for judging. And this video will be on there to explain what we're doing. You will have a general idea of the city that the location is going to be in. We don't want to put people's addresses or the facility addresses if we're using a facility. We'll put those up. We'll give you those as you sign up, basically. But the flights, the categories will be listed, and we need you guys to ensure that you're signing up for categories you have not entered. So we will not have the ability to double check while we're setting up judges. We can at the end do a final verification, but we need your help to make sure you just don't accidentally sign up or intentionally sign up for something that you're entered in, because you're not eligible to judge if you are in any of the subcategories that roll up into that category. You can judge anything else, just not that particular category. If you can judge 2 out of 3 and you really want to be in those particular 2 out of 3, you can put that in the notes of the sign up that maybe you know you're not eligible for this one, so we'll have to ensure that we have enough extra judges, or that if maybe that's a category that only needs 4 judges and you're going to just sit that one out, that may be equitable and something that we can work with. Not every category, not every set of subcategories will need 8 judges. Some might need 4 and some might need 6. We're trying to split these up amongst the Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon sessions. We're trying to set them up to where there's a 4, a 6, and an 8 at each location, aka a small category, a medium-sized category, and a large category. We want you to commit to all 3 of those judging sessions so that we're ready to go. But again, there may be some working with you that we can do depending on how things roll out. Put your name in the hat for any of them, and we will directly communicate back to you and let you know what the situation is. Again, it's preferable for us to have a judge that can do all 3 categories. So if we have an excess of judges signed up for that and you only want to do 2 of them, you may not get your preferred judging sites and judging categories in that situation, but please bear with us. We'll try to communicate and see what we can do. We just can't, like in years past, have extra judges in these sessions just because they're available. We're going to have to make sure that we're studious about placing those judges into each particular location. So as these final setups end up coming to fruition and we have all of our locations decided, we're going to have a sign-up sheet on the bluebonnetbrewoff.org that announces these locations, and you can go on and sign up for them as you see able to help and fit into these judging sessions. We're hoping that we can get some additional support maybe from some of our local breweries to help us sponsor some of these judging sessions, or give us some goodie bags or something along those lines. That's an idea we've had, but this will be a little tougher year for them as they've been going through some rough times. So we're not going to push and stress our longtime supporters with asking them for giving too much stuff to an event like ours. We want to support them as much as we possibly can, because a lot of them come from our event and have at least participated prior to becoming pro brewers. So we support each other in this industry, and I think that that's important. With that said, again, I wanted to reiterate, we're going to have safety sessions in place. We're going to have, or safety screens, I should say, so that there will be a screen between each of the judges so we can talk to each other, we can hear each other, but we can't necessarily exchange saliva as we're discussing. That's important for making sure we're sanitized and ready to go. We'll have our standard cups, pens, different things like that. I will recommend that you bring your own water and your own maybe bread or whatever palate cleanser you prefer between your different beers so that you can be ready for the next. I just think it's better than having that food provided, although each particular facility may want to do something different when it comes to that. Better safe than sorry. Bring yourself a little lunch pail with the things that you would normally see at a judging session there available for you. Just go ahead and bring that stuff with you. Then you know that anything that you're taking in is going to be sealed prior to you getting it, and it's going to be brought by you. And I think all this is important, as the main goal of everything we're doing is to have a safe and fun competition that's as fair to everybody as possible, and the show will go on. Bluebonnet's been around for 34 years. This 35th is no exception. We're going to have a good judging event, and we look forward to everybody participating. Thank you so much.